Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Bossin Up With Ballard podcast, the podcast where we deep dive into inspiration, motivation, and empowerment, especially for our urban communities. I'm your host, Roderick Ballard, and today we're going to talk about something that everyone faces at some point in their life, and that's adversity. How do we overcome the obstacles that life throws at us along the way and come out strong on the other side? That's what we're going to explore today. Before we deep dive into this topic, I want to share a bit about why I started this podcast. Growing up, I faced or shared challenges and setbacks, just like many of us. But through it all, I realized the importance of having a strong support system and access to resources that can uplift us and empower us. Understand resources can take us to the next level in life, no matter where you at in life. So that's one thing I want y'all to understand, resources. I was given the ability to have some resources that's taking me to the next level. So I believe having these resources, even in your certain situation, can help. Sometimes you have to reach out for that help or you have to go find the professional help. I started this podcast because I wanted to create a platform where we could have real, honest conversations about the issues that matter to us in these communities. This podcast is here to place for is a place for inspiration, motivation, and practical advice to help us navigate through the life challenges so we can come out stronger on the other side. With that, my goal is to empower, for me, is to empower these urban communities and anyone else that needs the boost. I want to share these stories and this insight, and I want to aspire to to you to level up in every aspect of life. So whether you're here for the motivation, the stories, or the practical tips, I'll know this the podcast for you. Together, we're going to explore how to turn our struggles into strengths and keep bossing up no matter what is thrown at us in life. This podcast was created this year, 2024, because I wanted it to be a therapeutic thing for me. I wanted to give people something from my lens, but I also wanted to inform people on things that I feel that is necessary to level up in life. The biggest thing is having these resources to do it. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest guy, I got all the money, but I'm in a good place where I feel that I can give some game in the places that need game to be. I also want to bring people onto the podcast that's going to be able to give you the game in an even bigger tip. So with me, I just wanted to have this as a therapeutic section for me, but also have it for the people as well. With that being said, I want to kick things off. I want to share a personal story of me as having adversity, what I faced in my own life as a youngin. You know what I'm saying? I faced a lot. I'm 32 years old. I'm married. I got a daughter. I'm with my high school sweetheart. And yes, we faced some adversity through our relationship and things like that. But that's part of life, which I'm going to give game on some of that as well throughout my podcast. But growing up in a small town of Willard, North Carolina, small, 30 minutes from Wilmington. Maybe if you fly, you may get there in 25. You know what I'm saying? You may get there in 25, just depending on the area. But being limited, you know what I'm saying? I've encountered numerous challenges, and one of the biggest things is not having a real father in my life. Not having my dad in the household with my mother. But however, I was fortunate enough to have a stepfather. I love him to death. He was able to step in and take on the role of my real father, alongside with great men in the community, far as my coaches, mentors, and just the strength of the community and the bonds we formed, helping us provide that support and guidance. Living in a small town meant very limited to resources, man. Resources. I was 30, 40 minutes from a YMCA, didn't have any parks to necessarily go to. Everybody stayed on the same street where I came from. So you can go to grandma's house right down the road. You can go up here, you can go to cousin's house. But we still ain't have access to go to a store unless it was a mom and pops. So for me, we had to go do all our shopping in the city. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to say we didn't have no access to go get the necessary resources that we need right there, or I have the opportunity to just I'm going 10 minutes down the road to get what I need. But overall, these opportunities also led up to not having the greatest growth of education, advancement as far as money, being able to have enough money to necessarily provide for your family, because sometimes even with a two-parent household, people were still living necessarily paycheck to paycheck or necessarily not having the opportunities that they should. Despite this, with the limitations with the man in my life, they also taught me valuable lessons as far as being resilient and persevering throughout my life, being able to fight fire with fire sometimes. They showed me that even with resources, even with limited resources, the strength of the community and the bonds can help us overcome all those obstacles. So even with that, these experiences has shaped me over time. I was very into sports. Sports made me want to be great at everything. I wanted to be the man at everything. I hate to say it that way, but I wanted to be the man at everything. I wanted to be the man in basketball, football, track. I wanted to be the guy who had the fresh clothes. I wanted to be the guy that did everything, but that was just something in me that I wanted to do. I wanted to be the smartest one at school, but sometimes I didn't want to show it because people thought, oh, he's smart. He with the nerds sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that was just me. I just wanted to be great at everything, and that was just something that they always like, Ben, if you're gonna do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? And don't half-ass it. I'm sorry to have to cuss on it, but don't half-ass anything you're doing. And they taught me, they just taught me a lot of things. They taught me to learn that setbacks do not define and shape who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I went through a lot of setbacks throughout my life. I went through a lot of those. My stepfather also was a mentor that instilled the values of hard work, determination, and the importance of setting goals and working tirelessly to achieve those goals, no matter what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? Working, sports, women, it didn't matter. So it taught me that adversity can be a powerful teacher, you know what I'm saying? Preparing you for the greater opportunities ahead of you. This podcast, Bossin Up With Ballard, is just a testament of those experiences. It's about sharing the lessons I've learned and providing a platform for other people to come up here and give inspiration, motivation, and empowerment to our communities. Also, people that's professional in these fields I would be talking about to give you an understanding of leveling up in life and breaking generational curse. Because it's not all about now. It's about what you plan on leaving after you're gone. And if you don't have the right resources to do that, it's kind of hard. Whether you're facing your own challenges or looking for ways to level up, just know this the podcast for you. Together, we're going to explore how to turn our struggles into strengths and keep bossing up no matter what is thrown at us in life. Some of the key strategies to overcome some adversity, we could dive into these strategies as in one, maintaining a positive mindset. Maintaining a positive mindset. We are coming from places where necessarily having a positive mindset is not always the key. Sometimes you got to come with the negative, which you need to put the negative out of here. Negativity does not get you anywhere. And what I mean by having a positive mindset, it's easy to get caught up in negativity when things going wrong. But you have to maintain a positive outlook so it can make a huge difference. Focus on what you can control and find that limitations to every situation. Sometimes it's good to read the situation. Sometimes it's good to read the room, read the person's body language. That's things that I've learned over time. Just learn to read the room, learn how to talk to people, Learn how to communicate. Communicate. I'm still learning how to communicate to this day. My wife will always be like, "You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to communicate." I've been practicing on myself, learning how to communicate. And I've seen changes within my marriage, dealing with family, dealing with friends. Learning how to communicate is key. And also always having a positive mindset. So that's one of the biggest things with that. I've learned that, positive mindset has took me in places that I ain't necessarily think I would be. Just showing respect, understanding that everybody has their opinion, their point of view, and just having that mindset of if I'm positive, if I feed off positive energy, I should get positive energy back. So for me, that's the biggest thing is giving those things out, positive energy with positive energy. And my next up is just to set small, achieve goals. And what I mean by that achievable goals, set small goals that you can win. You know what I'm saying? Set those. Break down your largest goals to your smallest. You know what I'm saying? Manage steps that can help you and stay motivated so you can track your progress. When I mean track that, you need to make hey, I can do this. Or, hey, or for example, hey, I want to pay off my credit cards. You know what I'm saying? I got a $3,000 credit card that I need to pay off. I got a $2,000 credit card I need to pay off. And I got a $500 credit card I need to pay off. You need to attack the smallest and then work to the biggest. Because now, if I pay off $500, oh, I'm getting somewhere. Okay. Now you can put the next $500 to the next card and to the next card. And you keep going. So that's why I say make achievable goals, make small goals, write your goals out. That's one thing I've learned over time. Really make that vision board, but also have a decision board because you got to make some decisions on something. That's one of the biggest things with that. I believe in making achievable goals. I've always set small goals, big goals. Sometimes you face some adversity going through trying to reach these goals. So that's one of the biggest things with that. And then next up, building a support network. Building a support network. And when I build a support network is so key, people will never understand sometimes. And that's surrounding yourself with positive and supportive people who can uplift you and offer guidance. That's the biggest thing of it all. Like you have to have a support system. And what I mean by that, you need to have a group of friends where they're all trying to achieve, break generational curse. And they also thinking about what they can leave for their kids if they have kids. And if they don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? They need to be preparing for when they have a family. I always preach. If you ain't got kids, you ain't got a relationship, you need to be chasing your stuff now. So when you have your family, you don't have no worries. And that can be financially, that can be, "Hey, I'm trying to go to college, I'm trying to get a trade. Hey, I'm trying to tour the world." You know what I'm saying? But you need to have people and build that supportive network. Don't be afraid to ask for help when needed. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's one thing I've learned, not being afraid to ask for help. When I used to be scared to ask for help, I fail, and then they be like, "What? Why you just didn't come ask?" You know what I'm saying? So for me, I believe in having that support system, your group of friends, your family. I know everybody's not out here for you to win or succeed. It is some people out here that do not want people to be better than them or level up. But that's not me. This is not, I want to see everybody win because there's enough out here for everybody to win, as far as financially, life. Everybody can do what they want to do if they put their mind to it. So definitely understand building a support system, building a network of people with the positive mindset. Now, with the positive mindset. So understand you have to have that positive mindset. Positive mindset would take you far. You know what I'm saying? With me being a positive person, I'm a people person. So for me, I really read off of the energy that you give me. You know what I'm saying? So like with me, I love all my friends to death. I've had diversity with some of my friends, but I understand, they understand I'm a positive person, but I'm also going to speak my mind. And a lot of people don't understand. that I'm speaking my mind because I love you. I want you to not either do this no more or I want you to be better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want people to think that I'm better than them, but I just want people to do good. I want people to look good, feel good, do what they want to do in life. And the next step for me, you know what I'm saying, is stay resilient, stay adaptable. And what I mean by that, life is full of unexpected twists and turns, bumps in the road. Oh my God. Sometimes it make you want to curl up and cry. Sometimes it make you want to curl up and cry, punch a wall, holler, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's what life be life and sometimes. I'm telling you. Stay flexible and stay open to change, man. One thing I've learned, stay open to change. Don't get stagnant. When you don't stay open to change, you get stagnant. Oh, this all I can do, or "Well, this what I got to do." So that's the biggest thing with that. The biggest thing with having all of that, just stay resilient. Always learn how to bounce back and adapt to new circumstances. For me, being able to bounce back from different things in my life, from knee surgeries in high school to being able to play sports again. I bounced back. I was able to adjust, get physical therapy, things like that, and get back to what I love to do. But I want to go back to this resilience and adaptability. You got to be able to adapt. You can't be afraid to not be able to go out there. You want to be able to go out there and figure out what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm working here and this not working. Hey, I'm working at a shoe store. This is not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not me. I need to do something else. Change it up. Stay flexible. Or I just got fired from my job. Okay. Don't be scared to change it up and do something different. But also just learn from your experiences. That's the next step. Learning from your experiences. Every challenge is an opportunity. That's how I treat it. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Reflect on what you learned from and also past adversity, learn from those lessons to help you in the future from past adversity, Learn from these things. Learn that adversity is just another step in the road. Don't get down on yourself. Learn from these things. These are some of the things that I apply, what I do in life, and just understand that this is key. This is key. This is key. Adversity. If you can't come past adversity, you would never overcome and become stronger. One thing, these are some of the things that I've learned. And I took a lot of this, and I ain't even gonna lie, I took a lot of this from playing sports and being so competitive. I wanted to be competitive at everything. And sometimes, of course, I needed the guidance and the uplift and the resources to get me to where I wanted to be or being a student. I said that earlier, being a student, always willing to learn, always willing to take advice. Also, always realizing I do need to reach out for help. I haven't been the biggest of that, but I've been doing a lot better. And that's what I'm here for to, of course, give my insight and my experiences, but also tell you that I ain't perfect. Everybody in this world not perfect, but they do need someone with guidance and the help. And some of the inspirational things for me growing up, sit with grandma, things like that. For example, just watching on Oprah, Oprah Winfrey, everybody knows for her, for instance, with her just facing her challenge, her childhood. It was dealt with abuse, poverty, yet to Rose, she was one of the biggest influencers or media influencers that we have in the world. Her story, her testimony is very powerful. Her resilience and determination to be great was given. And just another one that another example I like to keep up with is Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison fighting against South Africa. Despite his hardships, despite everything, he emerged to be one of the biggest symbol, peace, reconciliation people. And if you want to break it down that way, he was one of those guys that was able to break down everything and become one of the top guys of the world. But them are some things that, like understanding that like adversity don't have to break you down. Adversity can take you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to fight through it and ask for guidance. That's some of the biggest things, you know what I'm saying? And for me, some of the tips that I practice, my practical tips and stuff like that is, practicing gratitude, you know. And what I mean by that, take a few minutes each day, reflect on the things that's grateful for you. This could shift your focus from what's right and wrong. And I always tell people, some people feel that what's right and wrong, the next person may not feel what he think is right and what he think is wrong. So sometimes it's good to have great communication skills to be able to speak on these things or also ask for guidance. Why do you look at that in that lens? So that's why I say practice gratitude. Figure out what's right and wrong, and also have some principles to what you're doing. Stay active. When I mean stay active, I'm not meaning like just I'm doing everything. Stay active. Physical activity. Physical activity that boosts the mood and the health you need to manage stress, whether it's daily walking, yoga, gym, lifting weights, weight training. One thing I've learned is staying active has been able to help me get to the get to where I need to be to where I'm thinking clearly. You know what I'm saying? I used to play sports. I was very active. Got to a point in my life where I go to the gym later. I go to the gym later. I play the game all day. Or we're gonna go have fun and party. Now you can't think straight. You got to stay active to be able to fight adversity. You got to stay active. You got to have a clear mind. So that's one of the biggest things for that. And if you're not able to do all that, what I do is always seek for professional help. You know what I'm saying? And some people think you have to pay someone to have professional help. It's people out here willing to listen. You just have to find 'em. And what I mean by that, finding them, you have to be willing to reach out and say, I need help. That's the biggest thing. You got to be willing to reach out and say, I need help. So if you're struggling to cope, don't hesitate to reach out for help or professional help. Therapy and counseling can provide valuable support on dealing with adversity. This is what they do. This is what they research. That's why I said in everything you're trying to do in life, it's a professional. And that's one thing I've learned. It's professionals in everything you're trying to do. You have to find that one that's for you. And sometimes it may not be the first, second, or third. It may be that fourth, fifth, or sixth that work for you, far as having someone to speak to, far as professional help. And overall, just being able to use all these resources that I've given you is key. It's key to having this information and applying this information in your daily life. And I don't ask you to do this and it change your life in a day, 2 weeks. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some months, may take some years. It may take some things of you going through different life struggles. So that's what I feel that you need to do. These are some of the things that I try to apply in my life that I still do daily. And one of the biggest things, I'm gonna go back to it, is a positive support system, a positive group of friends. A group of friends, you don't want to be the smartest one of your friends. You want to have people that's elevating and that's trying to get to the next level. And sometimes you may have to leave your small circle of friends to be around some people that's pushing you to go to the next level. If my friends not pushing me to go to the next level, sometimes I go in a slump and I go by myself and I just be, how can I get to the next level? How can I get to the next level? Like, how can I get that house I want, that car I want? How can I be the people? How can I be the person I vision myself to be? Like, that's the things I look at. And if my friends are not saying, Rod, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. Hey, if you need some help, I help you with this. If you're trying to do this, you're trying to do this. I need people that's pushing me and pushing my buttons every time and understanding that this is not a game of being stagnant. This is a game of adversity where we're trying to overcome, become stronger on our road to success, yeah, or whatever you picture success. With me, I pictured everything that's happening in my life. Everything is happening. Some things ain't happened the way I thought exactly what happened, but it's happened because I had a positive mindset of people. They told me what's right, what's wrong, even through marriage, kids, It's a lot of things. With me, I'm big into the giving back to the kids, big into the mentoring. I try to apply this like I'm mentoring the kids. One of the biggest things is before I, wrap up, I want to leave you with the final thought. Adversity is not something to fear, but it's something to embrace. It's through our toughest battles that we can find greatest strengths. So remember, you have to fight the power to overcome anything that comes your way. You have to. You have to. And again, apply these tips to daily. Apply these tips to your daily life. And I promise you, it will start gradually changing over time. You will start seeing changes in everything you're doing in life. So I just want to thank you for tuning in to the episode of Bossin Up With Ballard podcast. If you enjoyed this today episode, please subscribe. If you follow me on Apple Music or Spotify, please do that as well. And just leave a review and share with your friends. I will be back next Thursday with more inspiration and motivation. Until then, just keep bossing up. I'm out.